Hey guys, TheGamingSandwich here. I'm going to be doing a nice video for you. Very quick, I'm just doing a quick one. This won't be full of edits or anything like that. Just a quick one just to give you a good update on my Zefra profile. This is updated till this meta. It's very nice, very quick, very clean in terms of like combos. You don't have to kind of really think about it too much. It's really, really good. Here, for some reason, I got given a scapegoat recently by a friend of mine, so that's pretty cool. So yeah, I got a blue scapegoat, so out of the way. Throw that over there. I'm into this lovely profile that I'm going to do for you guys. So we run free Zefra. It is your really, really good scale for the deck. You don't really use its monster effect to kind of summon itself, so free is fine. Basically all you do is use the pendulum effect to send another Zefra monster from your deck to the extra deck to manipulate scale. All it is basically so it functions as a high and low scale in one. Always good. So now we're going to go for your fun tech. So now we have 3 of your scale 1 Tellarknight and 2 of your 7. 7 is only there because basically he targets back rows, so you target one Zefra card and one back row and you destroy them, but it's just set, but not many people set cards. His scale 1 is basically face ups, so that's why you can run 3 of him. It just works better, and I do like the idea of doing the lovely nice XYZ plays. So that's why we've got these, because they are Tellarknights and that's what they excel in, XYZ. So that's why I have those. For the Yang Zings, we have 2 scale 1s, and you've got to have 3 of your scale 7s. Your scale 7 basically Zefra, so basically he adds any spell or trap from your deck to your hand on the destruction from the field, or with his pendulum summon. So really, really good solid card. Also the big stat of 26 is awesome. Your scale 1 makes any Zefra monster a tuner, which is really, really useful, which you'll see later on in the deck. Okay, for the smaller part, we run a very small ritual beast part. So we run 1 Pelika and 1 Wendy. Sorry, 2 Wendy. 2 Wendy because she adds cards back from the extra deck to your hand, which is again useful. Scale 7, so you kind of need to add your things up. And this only is scale 1 just because it special summons cards from the graveyard, which doesn't happen too often. And then for your last parts, we have 1 Zefrax, because it's just a good special summon itself. And then it was better when we had Electromite, but hey ho. And then we have True Dracos, your Luster Pendulum. Luster's really, really good because it just allows you to, basically as a scale, it allows you to shoot through more of your deck, so it's just nice like that. Plus also we do use some of your monsters which are useful for it. Okay, there we go. For your rest of your deck, we only run 2 hand traps in the form of Ghost Ogre. Ghost Ogre is there for multiple purposes. It can be a hand trap, but also I like it for the fact it is a tuner as well, so that's fun. And then we have run 1 copy of Chi-Wen because Chi-Wen is a Yang Zing. It also has extra synergy with the deck. Okay, and you may think that's like probably not like the best ratio, but it's the ratio that works for me, so that's fun. For the spells, we run 3 Oracle of Zefra. These are first editions from Cross Souls, so as your field spell, it will basically rotate for any of your Zefra monsters. The good thing about this is you don't really use the extra bits, but you do use the synchro and the XYZ effect. So basically, when you synchro summon using a Zefra monster, you get to place a monster from your deck on top. You shuffle your deck and then you place the monster on top. Then when you XYZ summon, you get to drop and draw a card. So you draw a card, then you discard a card. Very, very good effect, just for fitting. So if you want to know this, on multiple chain links, Oracle Zefra automatically takes the last chain link. So it's kind of, you can go summon, and then that will happen. So basically they can't ash your Zefrax, which is really, really good, which most people should try and remember if you are playing Zefra. Free Providence, because Providence is the better form of Oracle. So with Providence, you can add any Zefra card, so it doesn't have to be monster, unlike the restriction of Oracle. Sad Oracle, even though you are a better rarity. So yeah, even though Zefra Providence is a better card, it is a low rarity, which I really hate. But with the extra effect, so once you've activated it, it's in the graveyard, you can banish it to basically stop any Zefra card from being destroyed. That doesn't matter if it's a monster or pendulum scale, which is really, really insane. So for your one-offs, we've got Monster Reborn. I'm not going to explain Monster Reborn. Emergency Teleport. Your Ritual Beast Zefra monsters are Psychic, which is really, really useful. And also for the fact, I don't know why there's an eyelash on there. I do apologise. So It also works for your Ghost Ogre, so you can do extra plays with this, so it's a really, really nice card to have. Twin Twister, just back row removal. Pendulum Hulk, just because if you have 3 or more Pendulum monsters with different names, you actually draw 2 cards. So you can't, it's basically you can't add cards from the rest of your deck to your hand, but you still can draw cards, which is a really funny one. So it's quite fun if you do late game and you can pair it with this, which is part of riches. So if you have shuffle 3 or more Pendulum monsters from your extra deck or your graveyard into the deck. So I have actually resolved both of these once in a turn, so that was fun to just kind of like draw. So activate 2 cards, draw 4, so that was fun. So yeah, because you have freeze the restriction on both, so you better to activate Pendulum Hulk first, draw 2, activate Part of Riches, shuffle the 3 in, then draw the 2. Really fun, but only problem with Part of Riches is just lock you into Pendulum Summoning only for that turn, which is a bit sad, but it's not very hard clause to fulfill. Then for the last spell card, run 1 Duelist Alliance. If you control a Pendulum monster, you can add 1 Pendulum Spell Trap or 1 that's monster those pendulums. So for your main targets are Luster Pendulum and then your Pendulum Halt. So you can either, in a weird way, you can either go, okay, I can rotor for a Luster Pendulum. That's not a Luster Pendulum. That's me being terrible. So no, that's my Luster Pendulum. So you can have rotor for a Luster Pendulum to complete your scale. Or you can grab a Pendulum Halt, which is really dumb. So you can rotor for a draw 2, which is, I have no idea why that's not used more. But hey, that's the breaks, kids. That's the breaks, kiddos. So for your trap lineup, we run 2 strike because it's a negate, and negates are good, and it's a counter trap, which makes it even better. 1 Solemn Judgment, 1 Solemn Warning. I'm not going to go to this thing, it's just Warning negates monster effect, monster summons, and Judgment negates anything. And then for your last, run 2 traps of regularness, which is Floodgate Trap Hole and Bottomless Trap Hole. I like these both. You could run Grave Diggers. I have not been bothered to pick one up because I kind of really had some budgeting issues for a while, so I just bet these 2 are better. So that's fine for me at this point, being a budget scrub. Okay, so for the extra deck, we are going with the only link monster, which is Gravity Controller, just because it can, if your only play is to get out your Yangzing level 6 and Rota, you can go into this and then you know you're going to be at least be able to summon it next turn, hopefully. So it's just a nice card. Can't be destroyed, so it kind of be used as a link summon, so which is fun. So it stops your opponent from mind controlling a link here away, so it just has loads of things that are good with it. For your XYZ's first one is 4 tune to 2 tune, so it can't be targeted, which is nice. And if it will be destroyed by battle or card effect, you can detach material and standby fights, you gain life points, which is really useful for time. Because, yeah, gaining life points and winning in time is not fair. So we're going to go with this, which is 1 Magister Paladin. It's good just because Luster Pendulum's in your deck, and it's ultimate rare. First add, and it looks very, very pretty. It's just good because you can use the drop and draw effect of Oracle Zefra, and you can add a card, and you can summon a Luster if you have to for its extra effect. But I like the fact it's just an extra rotor in the deck. Babushka is just good because of a stun engine, so it's just nice. You can summon Babushka, put some counters up, store what you need to kind of like complete your setup and win. Rebellion, I don't know. I do like it. I guess I like it because it's very, very pretty. So, but I don't know. XYZ Rebellion Damarogan is useful. So as a generic link for. So generic rank for. Bleh, fake words, boy. Reflecia, because you are running the trap. So it's quite funny sometimes because you never go above 5 summons with this deck, so that's fine. And so sometimes you'll make Reflecia, they'll stop and think, oh, okay, and then they won't do anything. So that's always fun. But no one really expects a Floodgate from this, so I always flip it, and then I've done it under Salamangreat, so it's like you do this, they play something, you detach, Floodgate, and then they don't carry on with their plays. It's really mean. Yay, good. Pretty girls. For your one-offs with the fun of the rank 4s, we have 1 Magician of Hope. I really preferred if they kind of went more of the Japanese name on this. So if anyone who doesn't know, the Japanese name is like, it has... this is more of like a literal translation of Magician of Hope, which it should be kind of more or less be Magician of Utopia. So, because originally I wanted this because it's a Utopia card and you can actually like rank it up which is just annoying, but you can't because of things. So I'm hoping this gets like a kind of rewording. So, but it's just a really nice card. Once per turn, when your opponent must declare its attack, you can get that attack and destroy this card. Again, it's just nice. You can just keep pendulum summoning it out. It's not a nice stat, so it's 25, which is decent. So it says when you pendulum summon, you can pendulum summon one level 4 from your extra deck. So it's just nice. So for your rank 6s, we run one Jinzo Layered, which is really, really fun. There's a good combo with this, with one of the other cards, and I will explain that later. So, detach material, target one face of monster till the end phase. You're just using it basically to OTK your opponent, or basically just to stun your opponent hard. Very solid card. Good to kind of get around stuff, and sets up like combos. So I'll keep that to the side because I'm going to explain it later. Utopia Beyond. Right, so when this happens, this is a very, very fun card. So with Oracle of Zefra, again, Oracle of Zefra will automatically take Chainlink Long 1. This does, so automatically does, so basically, it automatically assumes Chainlink 1. So Oracle does always will automatically summon Chainlink 1 as long as you use Zefra's material. So you summon this effect will activate, making all your opponent's monsters just gain rubbish. So basically makes all their attack 0. It doesn't target, hits all your opponent's monsters, which is really, really freaking useful. Then you drop and draw, and then your opponent can't change to it, and it's all hilarious. You win. Right, so for your synchros, we'll go with this. So Metathesaurus, this is really good. So I've done this in one turn, it's really hilarious. So you'll do this. Because you use a pendulum monster, you basically gain 2 effects. So you will gain target one face-up card on the field and negate it. Great, stun. Stun is great. The pendulum monster effect that your opponent must choose a monster and give them. So basically you do this, summon this, stack your deck with the Necros Zefra. So you stack that to the top of your deck. You negate a card, they give you a card. You overlay this with something else into this. You drop your Zefra to the graveyard, so you find your deck, and you've got that engraved, so it's really good to set up for other plays, and then you pretty much have this detach, and then you take control, so you take control of 2 of their monsters for virtually nothing. It's hilarious, and no one likes you anymore. Okay, so Zefraxi because it's a good Yangzing, no targeting. Clearwing because, I don't know, I like it. Again, it's just really, really nice. Love that Ghost Rare. And it's a first ed. I actually forgot about this one being first ed. Oh well, it's terrible me. Ignista because it's non-targeting removal. Great, and you do run the Lusters in, so you can use the secondary effect to special summon a Luster from the deck and then use that to activate its other effect. So yeah, really, really good. New for the deck is QB, the Virtual World. Shen. Such a good card. It really works well in this deck. It's very easy to do. So basically you pendulum summon your 2 Yangzing monsters, you rotate for a card, you turn the other one into a tuner, you make this, and yeah, this pretty much wins games. It's so good in Zefra because you don't really use your graveyard properly. You use it in a bit more of a different way, so it's such a good card. And the last for the extra deck is one Nirvana High Paladin. You don't get it out too often, but when you do, it really does do well, just because when it destroys a monster, it halves your opponent's life points. So if you're going for time, this is a good solid bet to go for. Scale is absolutely disgusting. So if a pendulum monster you control would attack for that battle, it can't be destroyed by battle, which is even really insane. You take no battle damage, which is just disgusting. And if a pendulum monster you control attacks all monsters you control, lose attack equal to its attack. Really, really good. So yeah, dirty cards that no one reads, but I do, and they're actually better. For the side deck, 1 extra G1, 1 extra Duelist Alliance, 2 copies of Wavering Eyes because I don't like losing to pendulums in the mirror match. 1 Zephyr War just because it's targeting removal, and technically it's a hand trap. Drowning Mirror Force, so 1 Time Space. Time Space could easily go to 2 instead of drowning. It's just a tech. I just technically like it because it's a first ed secret, that's all. But Time Space is really, really good. 1 Imperial Order, 1 Soul Drain because you don't use the graveyard that often, so Soul Drain is very useful. There can be 2 of there can be only 1 because in Zefra you run multiples of different cards, so you can really play around this. So that's always fun. A 3rd copy of Divine Strike if you're really going for that long run game and you feel it's going to go that way. And then for the last 3 of, and I play Broken Line. Now, people hate this card, and I know why. It is not very good. But it does say when a spell or trap is activated in the same column. Now, hear me out. You pendulum summon, you automatically take 1 extra deck slot area. Basically, you just put that down the second one, and then most of your opponent will hate you for the living love of eternity because you actually know what you're doing. It's a very interesting thing because people play around impermanence, but people don't honestly play around this because they don't think it works the same way as impermanence, but it's a counter trap. I don't mean that it negates a column. It has to be in that column to activate, but it can be anything in that column and it's free. So just think about it. So with a scale, you basically set your scale, put something in the center, put this to the other adjacent to the other extra deck monster zone that you're not using. Most of the time you're going to hit something. So very, very fun. Right, that's just the deck. Any questions, please feel free to ask. And there you go. Pretty bad. So ask me any questions if you like. Hopefully, I should get some more duels in with this. I haven't done many for a while, but QB is being amazing in this deck just because it's level 9 and it's really easy to make in Zefra. So that's me, that's the Gaming Sandwich. I shall talk to you guys later.